Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Wali and Noori, and today I want to talk about a very important topic, which is how to approach every USMLE question in 3 steps. So let's dive into it. The first step is read the last line. Because when you read the last line, you understand what the question is actually. Whether it is about pathophysiology of a disease, or it is about treatment or diagnosis, or something else. When you read the last line, you understand what the question requires. So in this way, you don't panic and keep your focus on that question. After that, take a glance at the answer choices. When you take a glance at the answer choices, it helps you to understand what the question relates to, whether it is a GI question or a cardiology question or a renal question or a question from reproductive. So it helps you to keep focus on that specific system and don't get distracted by the questions related to the other systems. The third step is read the whole vignette. When you read the whole vignette, try to answer the question you have read previously and also keep focus on that specific system that you differentiated through skimming the answer choices. So by this way, you answer every single USMLE question with ease. So now let's dive into this question and answer it. So the first step was reading the last line. So I read it. Which of the following additional enzyme is most likely to have impaired activity in this patient? So now I understand that there is an enzyme impaired activity, impairment of activity of an enzyme. So I understand that only I have to focus about an enzyme which is impaired in activity. Second step is glancing at answer choices. I look at answer choices and I understood that it is a biochemistry question. The third step was reading the vignette. As we read through the vignette, we try to differentiate the signs and symptoms and relate them to the question which was asked in the last line as we read previously. A 2-month-old boy is brought to the emergency department due to irritability and vomiting. The patient is exclusively breastfed but has not been tolerating feed since yesterday. So here is breastfeed intolerance. Urine output has decreased. The mother has a history of obesity and has gastric bypass surgery several years prior to pregnancy. So here is a history of bypass surgery in mother. Temperature is okay, pulse is 190 per minute and respirations are 60 per minute. The patient is in moderate respiratory distress and has an enlarged liver. So respiratory distress and also hepatomegaly is noted here. Physical examination is otherwise normal. Chest radiography reveals cardiomegaly. So cardiomegaly is also noted. Further workup shows impaired carbohydrate metabolism, which increased serum levels of lactate and decreased erythrocyte transcytolase activity. So here is two main and very important points. First, building up of lactate, and second, decreased activity of transcytolase enzyme, which is two main important thing for us. So which of the following additional enzyme is most likely have impaired activity in this patient? In addition to decreasing in activity of transcytolase, which other enzyme is also decreased in activity? We have to think about the joint relationship between transcytolase and one of the enzyme which is in the answer choices. Transcytolase is a thiamine dependent enzyme, and we have to think about which other enzyme is also thiamine dependent. We read the answer choices. So A, alpha 1,4-glucosidase. This is not thiamine dependent, and this is in the glycogen metabolism. If it is impaired or decreased in activity, it will lead to Pompe disease. Alpha-1 iduronidase, which is impaired in Hurler disease, also not a thiamine dependent enzyme. C, galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase, which is impaired in classic galactosemia, so it is not also a thiamine dependent enzyme. The glucose 6-phosphatase, it is not also a thiamine dependent enzyme, and it is decreased in von Gerke disease. So the only thing which is thiamine dependent enzyme in the answer choices is pyruvate dehydrogenase. Thiamine is very important for transketolase and also pyruvate dehydrogenase and alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase to function normally. E is the correct answer choice. So remember, USMLE questions are not testing facts, they are testing your thinking. If you train your approach, the answers start revealing themselves. Practice this strategy, apply it consistently, and you will feel the confidence. See you in the next video.